Oakley's still going to, stick with the story that he said absolutely nothing, I assume, right?
Yeah, I did see him outside the precinct. I saw him get into a car and then drive off.
Got it.
Yes, but then I spoke to him. I stood on the street, tried to wave him down, and then I called him, and then he answered the phone. I said, well, why didn't you pull over? He said he didn't see me. I was standing there. But anyway, he claims that he said he was there for 4 minutes, was in his seat. Security was looking at him. They came over to him. They wondered why he was there. And then, that's, I guess, when things started to get heated. So he claims that he was not taunting, cursing, yelling at James Dolan. I know in the press release, they kind of made that seem like that was the case. And obviously in the press release, they said that he needs to go get some help.
Which we'll get to that in a minute. Now, obviously, there's 50 people sitting around him. So over the course of the next few hours, we'll hear from those people.
Yeah.
One of those people is John McEnroe. We'll talk to him later on, I'm sure. I'm going to take the leap of faith that Oakley's chirping because, you're sitting behind Dolan for a reason. I don't buy that he, happened to get that seat. So then the question is, how bad was what he was saying, and did it deserve security attention?
Yeah, exactly. And I also think there obviously is a history there.
Yep.
And I think that, in the past, Charles has wanted to meet with Jim Dolan. I remember him telling me a story at one All-Star game that he was at, and somebody tried to set up a meeting, and then Jim Dolan would talk to him, and Charles was pretty insulted.
Yeah, it was on our show. It was one of LeBron James's agents, or a guy that worked for LeBron, was going to make a connection. And Oakley told us, and I don't. This is so hard to believe, but a year and a half ago when he was on our show, he said he had never met Jim Dolan.
Yeah, maybe he means formally. I have to believe that he was at some point in his company, but it really bothers him that he's not kind of connected with the organization, especially after they reach out to so many guys. I mean, when Baron Davis, who played for the team for 8 seconds, shows up, he sits in Jim Dolan's seats, and they put him up on the scoreboard as once a Knick, always a Knick. So I think that stuff has bothered Charles in the past. And the Knicks, like I keep saying, the Knicks don't owe him a job or anything like that, nor do they owe him free tickets. But I think he wishes that his relationship with the team was a little bit better. Obviously now I doubt he's ever going to have one.
Right.
It's sad that it kind of that it turned into. Have
you talked to anyone that was in earshot of what was going on there, where we can?
It's weird outside the precinct. A lot of people, like after the game, a lot of people that are going, I guess, towards New Jersey, just the West Side Highway, were driving up the street, and people were pulling over and saying that I was right there, nothing happened, he didn't say anything. But of course, you don't know.
Right.
How can we verify whether or not those people were actually there? But it wasn't like crazy people. It was normal sounding people who were driving by saying that. So who knows? This is going to be a he said, she said story. And clearly the Knicks were trying to get their story out right away because, it took them about 3 days to acknowledge that Derrick Rose wasn't at the game a couple of months ago. But it took them 3 seconds to tell you that Charles Oakley.
Yeah, in this case, to me, I wish the Knicks hadn't sent that tweet about him getting help. Outside of that, I don't think the Knicks did anything wrong.
No, neither do I.
The optics suck.
I think they shouldn't have gone there. Absolutely, they didn't do anything wrong except for I thought that was. I don't think that was very class.
I know, but well, yes, is though, Frank. If he is only there for 4 minutes, I mean, what could he say? How could he be inappropriate if, in fact, that was the case? And people around him will know whether or not he was only there for 4 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. I mean, there's enough witnesses there. Like you said, John McEnroe was there. I guess where was John McEnroe? John McEnroe was seated right
in front of him.
Jim Dolan had seats along the baseline. I guess he better watch what he says, or else he might not get those seats again.